Well, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I trust you're all doing well. New month, new quarter, new year, whenever you're listening to this. If you're a business owner, I'm gonna tell you, every single solitary day is new. A new opportunity to fix something, new opportunity to learn something. So I'm on with my business bestie now. Come on now. When we coming through, we're not playing around. All right. So um this is a celebration of first off, our business owners. I don't care what color y'all, what ethnicity, background. This is of business owners. So let's just start there. And first off, just right off the top, I'm Dr. Julia Royston at BK Royston Publishing, just in case somebody shared me and you don't know who I am. And so I published, I'm an author, a speaker, a coach, all the good things. And first off the top, I have a gift for you. Free checklist for business owners, not just authors, not just publishers, but business. I don't care if you sell Buddy Butters, t-shirts, whatever. These are some things that all business owners should be doing periodically. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to do it every week. You may have to do it monthly, quarterly, but you need to review these 25. Honey, there are probably 25 more. These 25 are really key and essential. So go to juliakroyston.com, download the free gift, and then I have a book, and I have a course that goes along with it to take it to the next level. And so I have my friend on, bestie, good God, divine connection. Only God could do it. I want her to introduce herself, and then I'm going to put up what her next thing is, her next challenge, all that good stuff. Take it away, love.
Hey, thank you, Julia, so much. Hey, guys, my name is Vanessa Collins. I am a certified business strategist, a publisher, and my goal is to help small businesses, authors, speakers, coaches monetize their business and make sure you're using the right tools and systems to do that. One of the things that we have going actually starts tonight. It is our 3-day free challenge, and you can go to beabestsellerchallenge.com. Again, that is beabestsellerchallenge.com. For those of you who have been a part of this free challenge for years, we're getting ready for our Black Friday challenge. Do you guys know that as of Monday, we will be 16 weeks away from Black Friday? Yes, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that. We're 16 weeks away from Black Friday. So, this is the free challenge I do to kind of get us geared for that. And this year, it is all new. It is
Um,
all new. So, if you've been a part of this free challenge and you're thinking, oh, yeah, I've done that before with you, Vanessa, you want to join. And it's only 3 days. Tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can go to beabestsellerchallenge.com. If you can't make it live, you want to register so you can get the replay.
Absolutely. Jump on in, come on in, jump on in. I am quite certain, 1,000% certain, that you're going to learn something you didn't know and be able to grow. I've never been in the class, Vanessa's, when I don't come away scratching my head or my head spinning. And that's what you want in an instructor. You want to be in a class that takes you out of your comfort zone, holds you accountable, and all those good things. So be a bestsellerchallenge.com. Jump on in. It's free for 3 days. You got her for 3 days. What? Girl, stop. Um, so we're celebrating this month, August 2026, Black Business Month, a spotlight on Black businesses. But as I said off the top, it's for anybody. This should be an opportunity for you to be celebrating your business, reviewing your business, analyzing your business, all those good things. And I do this on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis, definitely on a monthly basis, quarterly. June is when I start reviewing everything, looking at everything, saying, Lord, what are we going to do for the next year? But when you're spotlighting businesses, we've been in business. I've been in business 18 plus years. Van, your business is 17 years old.
Yep, 1 year
I know
under
you're
you.
right behind me. Okay. So you're looking at a combined 35 years. Good, bad, ugly, mistakes, up and down. So yeah, we should be
All
talking.
the things. We got all
All
the things.
all the things, crisis. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it gets easier to realize you got a problem, and it gets easier to realize you need to fix one. And it's easier to realize, okay, we need to do it now. So I think it's still difficult in some places. It's still and still times where I'm like, man, hold my hand. She lives like 15, 20 minutes from me. Hold my hand, because I don't want to, I'm still a baby sometimes. And so I still need to call her and say, help. But it is still it it gets easier recognizing the issue, recognizing the problem, and then moving quicker. I know a lot of people delay things and say, oh, no, I acknowledge that I gotta push it. And sometimes it rattles me, like today it rattled me, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be all right. Back in the day, we were in a coaching program. Shout out to Coach Danielle Winningham, which we learned a lot from. And any special occasions, she'd be like, let's go live. So that's what I did with Van. Let's go live. It was just yesterday. Go, ooh, wait a minute. We got an opportunity. We need to go live. So the first topic that I really want to encourage people on and really talk about is, I do this often. I do this at every event I'm in. Last year I went to 50. This year it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 40. But returning to your why and your who is always critical. I know you thought I was going to say, oh, we got to be, how am I going to make money? But returning to your why and your who will make all the difference. And why are you in business? Why did you start your business? And some of you, it might have been, I'm started just to make money, girl. I need some money. Yeah, that's a good motivator. But returning to that why often to realize why you're in business, because you're going to need encouragement. And hopefully this is going to be encouraging with 35 plus years experience talking to you today. Is going to help you with your why, help motivate your why. And then returning to your who, because that who changes. It can change over time. And you realize, ooh, who do I really want to serve? So your why and your who for me. Vanessa, your why and your who.
So to piggyback a little bit before I talk about my why and who, why this is so important. If you don't understand your why, when times get rough, when the challenges come, when all the things come up against you mentally about this business, if your why is not on a strong foundation, you're going to want to give up. You're going to say, well, why? The question becomes, is this worth it? Why am I doing this?
Right.
And that is not the time to figure out your why. When you are under attack, when the bullets are coming, that is not the time to figure out your why. It would be like being in the army and being on the front line and learning how to put your gun together on the front line. That is not the time for you to be figuring out and reading the instructions and trying to figure out how to put your gun together. You need to be able to answer internally, because this battle, the biggest battle you're going to have in business, is not going to be external. It's not with the person that you think is in competition with you. It's not in the person that you think stole your logo idea or took your colors, or the client that didn't sign with you. That is not your biggest battle. Your biggest battle happens in that midnight hour, in that 1-2 o'clock in the morning, where you are facing your challenges and that little voice says, who are you to be doing this? How are you going to make it? That imposter syndrome, all of that. And if you're not able to fire back with your why, with why you're doing this, why this is so important to you, that's going to be a problem. And then, as Julia said, your who changes all the time. It does. It develops. It evolves. And if you don't understand not just who your who is, but what their why is, you're not going to be able to communicate with them how you can help them. Because part of knowing your who is understanding what the problem is that they're struggling with. Because at the end of the day, you get paid to solve problems. So
Absolutely.
going back to the question of why I do what I do, uh, and it changes as well because I am passionate about people being able to take their ideas, to take the things that they've learned, and to be able to provide for their family, to be able to provide a legacy. That is my why. I want to do it for me. I want you to be able to do it for you. And when I run into people who uh, have have come up with challenges, I think I was just sharing with Julia. We truly, and y'all may not believe this. Y'all may not believe this. It truly hurts our hearts when somebody has
Oh.
a message and they want to put it in a book, and either they're not able to put it in the book, or they got scammed trying to put it into a book, or they paid crazy amounts of money and still didn't get what they wanted. If you were to bug our conversations, you would be like, oh my goodness, what is wrong with them? They're just like, because we'll be
Or
like,
we're
oh
offended. I mean,
my
like,
God.
oh,
I'm like,
really?
you would think it's our money. And
Yeah.
we're not crying because, ooh, that's business we could have gotten. It's like, oh my goodness, they've wasted all this money. They're
Mm.
not going to be able to get to that finish line that they want to get to because they don't have the right things in place.
Mhm.
So that's my why. That is my why. My who has changed over the years. My who is changing now. Typically, my who has been entrepreneurs, women over 50, entrepreneurs over 50 who want to create an online business. Well, my who, we about to add another little layer to that because
Add it.
as we get outside, and Julia's always teasing me about coming outside and coming off the hill, because I like right here. This is my lane right here. This it. This is it right here. Let me be online behind the camera. We good. We good. But Julia be making me go outside sometimes. Okay. And so when we go outside and I'm talking to brick and mortar businesses, small businesses outside, and I realize they don't have their systems together. They don't have these pieces together. We're starting to do something to incorporate that who as well. So it's not just business owners, women over 50 that are trying to write their book and get their online businesses together. We're getting ready to take one of them big steps, and I'm gonna be calling you Julia, going, "Oh my goodness,
I'll hold your hand over here.
yeah,
I'll hold your
hold my hand, hold my hand." But we're
hand.
going to be reaching out to local small businesses who are falling behind when
Yeah.
it comes to AI and systems.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is my why is really making sure that I'm giving engine and opportunity to voices. I'm still in the writing niche, but now I take you all the way through. So we're helping people not only write the book, not only publish the book, but how are we gonna talk about the book? How are we gonna do a podcast? How are we gonna interview? How are we gonna do a presentation about the book? How are we going to turn it into a business? How are we going to start? Amazon's going to be our printer. We need to have our own internet presence out there. So Um, it's been people majority over 40. Yeah, I do work with younger people, but my who is changing too all the time. There are people who come to me with businesses already started, but I don't see them. Where are you at? What you doing? You're not promoting. You're not, and helping you get your systems together too as well. So it's changing all the time. As I say, that one yes won't do. I have to continue to do yeses all the time. But I'm always asking God, bring who I'm supposed to help and who I'm supposed to work with, and to be open to that, to meet their needs. And that means I have to continue to grow. That means I have to continue to learn AI and the tools and what they do. And baby, that's a conversation for another day. We'll have to come on and talk about the whole AI world, because that has just, it's been a game changer for me. I mean, honestly, and how ethically it's been a game changer for me, because
Hmm.
I'm just that girl. But it's a tools and resources that have really transformed my life. So I want you to take an opportunity, write that down and say, why? I'm really called to do it. I'm, the first client I ever had came to me. I never said, oh, I didn't promote, I didn't do nothing. I just showed up at a book signing and then had my first client. So my why is I feel like it's a call for me, and it's something God intended, a part of my purpose and all that. So more mine is tools, talents, gifts, abilities, learning, training, but it's also a call for purpose. Number two, whatever your business is, this is me. This is ouch. You know how the preachers in church say, I'm going to step on your toes. My toes was being crunched. And even after 18 plus years, I loved outsourcing all that. But I realized I have to know every aspect of my business, how to do. I know what it is, I know what it does, and I know how it benefits my clients and what they want or whatever. But I've got to know how to physically do it myself. I love teams. I think that's a wonderful. I even read a book and the workbook, Building a Dream Team. But before I get a team, before I ask anybody, before I outsource anything else, I got to know how it works. Before I get a new software, something online, I can't sell it unless I know what it does and how it works. So outsourcer today had a conflict. I realized, whoop, wait a minute, that could be a major aspect of my business. So I'm back in the training. I'm back in the classroom to know it. So I'm encouraging myself as well as others. You got to know every aspect of your business, every single part, how it works, how it moves. It's like that old school in corporate America when the young man or young woman, um, the dad was the CPO, CEO of a company, but they had him start in the mailroom because
Hmm.
they wanted to know where every department worked and who was in every department. Same exact thing, knowing every aspect of your business. And I don't know about you, Vanessa, but I meet business owners all the time. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I don't know how
I
that
know.
works. I don't know how that is. I don't know how that. Baby, there's too many tools out there, too many resources out there that'll help you fix that. You can do a Google, you can do one of the AI searches or whatever, but you've got to know the basics of, because how are you going to know whether the person did it right? How are you going to
Right.
know if something happens and they ghost you,
Right.
and then you can't have it fixed and be able to adjust it?
Yeah, absolutely. This goes back to one of my other kind of passion moments. So as we're talking about these things, these identify passion moments for me. And I remember I've had this happen so many times. Of talked to entrepreneurs so many times who were stopped, were not able to move forward because there was something in their business, some critical part of their business that they did not know how to do. And because they couldn't do it, they had to wait on Monday for
Hmm.
somebody to get back in the office, or they had to wait until they reached out to the person that they had outsourced this to for that person to get back to them. that may have worked back in the day 20, 25 years ago in the whole corporate space where you were able to put people off and tell people, okay, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's circle back around to this and give me about a week and I'll come up with a proposal and all of that stuff. We are not in that day right now. So if somebody comes to you, and this was the basis, Julia, of one of my first business books, Digital Mastery for Women, where I
Yeah.
talked about the 5 things you need to master in your business. Here is the one thing that you have to know how to do. You have to know how to get paid.
Yeah.
You have to know how to get paid. I
Absolutely.
remember running into entrepreneurs that did not know how to create an invoice, did not know how to set up a payment link, had to say, oh, yeah, let me get back to you to send you that link. Absolutely not. If you don't know anything else, I don't care if you got to send them a, the link to your PayPal me. If you got to send them, if you got to give them Cash App or Venmo or whatever, you
Zell.
need to know Zelle. You need to know how to get paid in your
Yeah.
business, the critical parts of your business, the things that, it's like, okay, I may not want to do this all the time, but I need to know how to do it just
Yeah.
in case there is some type of shortage. Now, in the physical thing, we think about that all the time, especially after 2020, where we dealt with all these supply chain shortages. And a lot of times when we think of supply chain shortages, we think of physical things. But if you are an online business and you produce a service, supply chain shortages could be someone you outsource to do a particular service in your
Yeah.
business. And
Absolutely.
if you don't know how to do that service, and again, you don't have to do it all the time. And I know there's some folks out there that's like, oh, but you got to delegate and stay in your lane and all of that. And yeah, that's good. That's fine. However, there are certain critical things in your business that if you are determined, I'm not going to know, I don't want to know how to do this, then you better make sure you have 2, 3, 4 backup people that can do it for you. If
Absolutely.
not, then you need to know how to do it.
Absolutely. Well, that we can see. Okay, so let's even go outside the publishing world, the entertainment world. I just turned it over to the CPA, and I just turned it over to the and they and I don't know how many CDs I sold. I don't know how the check bounced, and
Yeah.
I don't know how he stole $100,000. Baby, there are
Right.
some things that you really need to know about it. And you're right, Vanessa, after so long, if you grow to a place where you don't have to work in the business as much as you work on the business,
Hmm.
great. But when in my business, it's really very, very customized
Yes.
when helping people design and produce, especially even more. Some people are like, it don't matter what it look like. But then some people, it's a part of their brand. We're
Yes.
not only just publishing a book, we're establishing the foundation for our brand. And so therefore I get into being a brand a consultant, a brand manager. I mean, it has grown. Uh, my who and my what has evolved over 18 plus years, but I can still format a book. I can still lay it out, and
Yep.
and I can still put a cover together if necessary, and I can still, uh, you know, get it ready for upload to Amazon and Barnes and Noble, Ingram Spark, wherever it needs to go, because those are critical parts of my business. So number one was your why and your who you want to serve, who you want to work with, and then number two is knowing every aspect of your business. This is number three. offer. Now, when I first started, I had a poetry book, one poetry book. Somebody asked me, said they would pay me. They didn't just ask me to do it for them. They said they would pay me, and it was poetry. A no-brainer. I had just done it. It was their proof. I could produce it. But then over time, what do you do, children? I hadn't done that. Then I had to write it. Then, do you do fiction? Oh, I had to write it. Oh, and I had then nonfiction, and then it evolved into me 150 books later, and journals and planners and all that. So my offering has definitely expanded. But then outside the book, paperback, physical, do you do ebook? Do you do audiobook? Do you do, and can you help me with my website? Or can you help me with my landing page? Can you help me with my freemium, my lead magnet? But can you help me with so making sure that you have my core offer is you're going to have a publishing contract and you're going to have a book. Period. That's my core offer. If you're wanting to write a book now with classes, etc., we're going to have a session, either one-on-one. You're going to be in a class of mine, because the ultimate goal of yours, you said, you wanted, God told you, you laid out on the floor, somebody laid hands on you, somebody prophesied it to you in the grocery store that you're going to have a book. And that's my job and my call and the number one offer to be able to do that. But will I come speak? Sure. Will I come do a workshop somewhere, online or in person? Absolutely. Will I be on a podcast? Yeah. Will I interview you for my podcast? Yeah. So over time, everything has evolved into media, etc. But what's your core offer? What are you wanted to be known for? If they work with you, if they pay you, what they're gonna get? Period. Bottom line. What comes with it? Is it, it can involve, you can add t-shirts, you can add body butters, you can add this, but what are you basically number one known for? Is it the body butters? Then great. Is it the t-shirts? Great. But it can expand. If nobody says you had to get in one lane, and they used to teach us that, though, stay in one lane and don't veer off. Well, I don't know. When times change and you need money and stuff happens and you have multiple gifts like I do, then it can expand. But what's the core thing? So when I go in the post office, they say, here come the book lady. That's what they call me. And I'm like, sure am. I'm bringing boxes. Hey, we shipping books. That's it, bottom line. So what's your core offer? What's the main thing that you do? Man?
All right. So in terms of offers, as you are putting your offer together, you have to go back to understanding who this offer is for and what the problem is that it solves. Now, I know, Julia, you've had the same thing. We have seen this so many times where people will put an offer. They'll hear what Julia said and they're like, okay, this is my offer. And they come up with this offer, but they didn't go back to figure out the who. They know their why, but they didn't figure out the who. And the who is never, and we hear this so many times, Julia, you got, watch it, guys, watch Julia's face. I love Julia's face because she can never play poker, never, ever play poker because her face is going to show it, okay? So watch this, guys, watch this. How many times have we heard that the who, like in terms of a book, everybody needs to read my book. You see, y'all saw her face, right? Y'all saw her face. And we have the same problem when people put together their offer. They come up with this offer, this thing that they want to sell. And when it comes to the who, it's like, well, everybody needs this. That is not how offers work. There is a difference between what you sell and your offer. Okay, there's a difference. What you sell is the thing. Okay, so Julia has tons of courses about writing publishing, monetizing your book. I have offers about writing, publishing, monetizing your book. Julia has classes that she sells on how to do vendor things. I mean, the woman got 100 books. Okay, each one of those books ties to an offer. Now, what is the offer? The offer is not just the thing, not just the class, but the whole idea of how you're going to be able to take these things to solve the problem that you have. So when you are coming up with your offer, you have to think about who's the person this offer is for and what is the problem that is going to solve. And you need to do that with your book even before you get to writing your book. And that's one of the things that we're doing in the challenge. And the reason we got to this point is because I've had so many authors say, "Oh, God told me to write this book. I'm going to write this book and people just going to buy it because everybody needs this book." And for those of you who are of a little older age, this is not Field of Dreams. It is not if you write it, they will buy it. That is not the case. So although you have a book, you now have to create an offer that goes with that book. What are people going to learn from that book? What's the transformation that's going to happen? Who are the people that need this transformation? This is the perfect time to look at this. We are in the second month of the third quarter. I want that to sit with you for a minute. We're in the second month of the third quarter. There are only 5 months left in 2026. In 6 months, we're going to be a month into 2027. Okay, that number don't even sound right.
It don't.
That number that number sound crazy. Okay, but that's where we're gonna be. So now is the time for you to think about who, my why, my who, what's the problem that they have. Mm-hmm. And how can these things that I have, my books, my courses, my body butters, my whatever, how can this transform them? How can this give them a transformation? And that's all in your messaging. That's all in how you present it. But you have to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is you have to be willing to do it. And I'm finding, especially with authors or business owners themselves, well, here it is. Here's the book. Read it. And here it is. Here's the body butter. I show you how to use it. Boom. But today, especially even the younger generation, they want more from you than just here it is. Buy it. Yeah, just go ahead and buy it and you'll figure it out on your way. No, it doesn't necessarily work that way.
That's the reason. And some of them don't even want to show you how to use it because I am convinced all these body butter people that we see, and every time we go to an event, there is at least somebody selling body butter, and I love it. Absolutely. Or someone selling some type of makeup or something.
Absolutely.
I am absolutely convinced if they would just take time to create an offer around that body butter. It could be a one pager you can get on Canva. It does not have to be anything, special. But if with your body butters, if you got 5 different body butters, if you had a one-sheeter that talked about how the lavender body butter is good for this type of stuff, and the
Vanilla
the mint, the
does
vanilla is
it
for
does
this,
that.
and
Mhm. And
the
what
mint
is that?
one is helps
Yeah,
for stress. And
right.
if you want to get a good night's sleep,
Yeah.
take a
Mhm.
little of this one and rub it on your wrist or whatever.
Yeah.
That's that moves to being an offer. So
Yes.
then now you have this bundle. You could sell all five where
Right.
people are trying to, because as they're looking at the problems that
Yeah.
your body butter solves,
Yeah.
and if your body butter is more than just I'm gonna help your skin be smooth, but I'm going to, it deals with the aromatherapy as
Yep.
well as the softness of your skin, you will have people going, you know what? Let me just get the whole set because
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do with it.
Right. And get from it. And that's the benefit of it, period. And one of the other things, especially in the author world, is the memoir people. And I realize God told you to write that book, but you're gonna have to be able to apply the principles that you learn, no matter how horrific the story is. And yes, it's a story. Oh my Lord. The things that you went through, the things that you had to overcome. But how are you gonna help somebody else do that
Yes.
too? So what is that going to do? Now, some people are going to incorporate not only these are the things, these are how it can help you, and here's some steps, here's some scriptures, here's some affirmations, here's some things that you need to apply. Maybe you didn't, you're not divorced, but maybe you were in an abusive relationship. Maybe you are being laid off for your job. Has nothing to do with your relationships. Your career is shifting or transitioning, but it's those kinds of things that help with not only sell your book but to bring people closer to you. Now the problem, not a problem, it's a good problem, but the issue happens is when people say, do you have an hour for us to talk? Now it takes it to a whole nother level, because when you become helpful, when you become to add value, when you are doing transformational things, then they want even more from you. Yeah. And so some people have built whole coaching programs. They've gone and got certified. They've gone back to school. They got their master's degree. They've set up independent therapy businesses. There are certified therapists. It has really transformed their life. So therefore, that's something you have to be prepared for, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to help you move forward from that. But that whole offer is making sure that your who understands, baby, this is why you need me. This is why you need my body butter. This is why you need, because it's going to do these things. It's going to transform these things to make your life better. And that's the reason why, people will say, good grief, there's so many food things on the, because we're giving you options. The one does all hamburgers, the other one does hamburgers, fish, and chicken. Some people wear the beef, they do the, and so it gives you options. It gives you diversity. It gives you the ability. But with that, everybody got to stand out. Everybody's got to understand this is what I bring to the table. Not only people say I can self-publish. I don't need you or Vanessa. You're right.
You're
You're
right.
absolutely right. You can figure it all out yourself. You sure can. But wouldn't it be so much better to have 35 plus years helping you?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that make it
absolutely.
easier? We can move from step 1 to 2 a lot easier. And I get it. I understand it. I'll figure it out on my own. And then they come back around. Oh, Julia, it didn't work out. I understand. Let me help you. How can I help you? And last one, because I know we got to go. And I know your lunch hour is different where you are. Systems. Systems. Now, Vanessa's the queen at systems. She's taught me a lot about systems. And I have been working on my systems for a long, long time and streamlining my systems as much as possible. And I'm going to tell you, systems has been right up there with being able to produce a good product. That's what I thought. Well, I can produce, but if people can't access me, if they can't find a system for them to find me, or they can just email me. Oh my! Or being able to now, Vanessa. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna confess something. Back in November, I'm like, I gotta work on these websites, and she said, "Yeah." and you got to build them from scratch. From scratch? I don't want to do that. That was first quarter. That was first quarter. I knew I had to do it fourth quarter, and I had to do the planning and all that. But first quarter, yeah, she held my hand. Why? Oh, what did I do? 6, 8.
You
What?
did. You did it. You did it.
All of them. Because I knew if I don't get my systems in order, going out and saying, here I am, and spreading it and doing ads and being in events, oh my Lord, how are they going to find me? How are they going to get me after?
Yeah.
And I really caution you, especially people who do the majority of events. You don't have a brick and mortar, but you don't have an online presence for people to buy from you besides just social media. What happens if social media decides, peace, we sold it, we not having access anymore? What happens next? How do people find you now? How do people get in touch with you now? And I'm all about technology. Y'all know I'm big on technology too. But how are we going to get connected to you? Hi, did you get on my email list? Do you have an email list? Do you want an email list? How are people? Are you communicating back and forth? Even the body butter t-shirt, clothes. Do you communicate with people who buy your stuff later? Right.
That's big. That's a big one.
That's a huge one. That's a huge one. And that whole system thing, this is the queen of systems, but we all got to work on it. We all have to get better at it and help you with. So systems is really over time. With one client, I just had one client. I just had one person. Now I've had an email list of 900 because I sang. And so I was telling people where the next single was coming out, when my CD was available, next place I was going to sing. So I basically had that. But when I moved to books, it was totally different. And the people where I was singing, they stayed with me. But after that, I realized, wait a minute, this business requires a different system than that business did. So what does that look like? And what's that going to be like? Systems. That's the queen.
So let's talk a little bit about systems quickly. So I don't want you to confuse systems with technology and software and platforms. Those are parts of your system, but that is not the system.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're good. No, not you. I'm not saying
figure it out. I'm like,
no, not talking about you. Just people in general. So I don't want you to think, oh, I have a CRM, therefore I have a system. You have the tools for a system, but do you have an actual system, meaning that you have a process in place? There are so many people who have a CRM, who have an email list, but they haven't emailed their list in 6 months. They have not followed up with anyone. I have gone to the events where, we've been talking about the body butter people, and somebody will buy $100 worth of body butters, and you don't have their email address. You don't have any information except for maybe the credit card information they gave you. Maybe you have the name, but I have been to so many events where I have purchased something, handed somebody the cash, which means that I'm a client now, I'm a customer now, but you don't have a customer relationship management system in place to be able to be there for me when my body butter runs out.
Yeah.
I should be getting the email based on how much I bought saying, hey, I know, it's time to renew. If you have ever bought anything online from Bath and Body Works and all these other places, you get these emails every month or so, every so often. We have a sale. It's, have you run out of this yet?
It's time for Christmas.
It's time for Christmas. It's time. Exactly. So you need to have systems in place. You need to have a lead generation system in place, meaning that when you're going out speaking, when you're doing all these interviews and all of this, you need to have something in place to gather their email addresses. You notice that Julia started with a free gift. I have a link for a free challenge. That is the beginning of the system. And when you get that gift, when you get that value, and we make sure that you have that value, you get put in part of a process, of a system. There's so many systems you need in your business. You need to have a payment system in place. As your business grows, you need to have a referral system in place. And there are technology tools that can help you with those things. But your system is going to start out with you figuring out the process.
Yeah.
So when I meet someone, what happens? What's the customer journey?
Yep.
That is where your system's going to come from. When you understand your customer's journey.
The customer journey. So you gotta know it. So that goes back to knowing every aspect of your business. How do the people contact you, and what happens next? And then what happens next? And what follows up? And what autoresponders come next to it? And what do they get next?
Yeah.
Physical or digital? What does that look like?
Yeah. And how your business, the sales cycles of your business. This is one of the things Julia and I, we fought with this. This thing fought with us because it took us a while to understand our lead cycle, our sales cycle. And I remember us having conversations where, for us, our sales cycle could be 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that come back to us 2, 3, 5 years later, and they say, okay, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready, which means that you can't stop getting leads. You can't stop doing those things based on what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
We understand. And when you understand your sales cycle, when you understand this aspect of your business, when you understand even the seasonal things, certain months may be slower than other months, which means that when you understand that, you know that, okay, these are months I can work on certain projects. These months I'm going to be busy. So if you're a tax person, you already know from January to the end of April, you can't take on any new projects because you are going to be customer facing. You're going to be in the trenches doing, getting those taxes ready. Well, September, October, this is your time for planning. This is your time for figuring out, okay, what revenue streams can I add to my business that doesn't require me going through folks' receipts and trying to get their taxes together?
Exactly. But the other parts of it, when you do figure this out, you got to understand what multiple streams of income you need to have in your business. That has really, has really helped a lot, because knowing that I need to be in front of new audiences has helped at that part. And having a product to sell at those events has helped give me a few dollars until the next client comes along, or until the next. You got to figure that out. That's a part of knowing every aspect of your business and
your cash flow. Yeah, that's knowing your cash flow.
Ooh, how to get money, how to evolve in that. And that has happened over time. Now, it was just like, who's going to publish the next book? But now I know I need to offer a class. Now I know I need to go to an event. Now I know I need to be in networking. Now there are sometimes, like I'm doing upcoming in a few, I need to be in a product professional development. I need to be around other entrepreneurs. There's sometimes where it's working on the CEO, the visionary, the person who's leading, who's out front. I need to be with other people, bumping elbows with them, saying, Okay, what's going on with you? You got, oh, wow, that's a great idea. Thank you. Oh, and have you tried and exchange? Now, don't just come in with a straw, sucking up everything, but having the ability to know there are some times where I need to be in that room with
Yes.
people who do different businesses than me, and not all the book people, and not all the t-shirt people, and not all the cooking people, and with
Yeah.
some other people so I can learn some different aspects of business that'll help me and benefit me. Thank you so much for all the people that have joined in today. Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Kalina, Dakisha, hey.
Cousin Ben. Yay. I hope that something we said has stimulated something that you have going on, that you need help with. Now, again, the Be a Bestseller Challenge. If you're ready for that, jump on in. BeABestsellerChallenge.com. We start tonight. You got hours. You got a few hours to jump on in, register, sign up. If you can't come the first night, then you can at least get the replays and jump on in with Vanessa Collins. You'll be able to find her on social media. She's everywhere you want to be. But right now, Be a Bestseller Challenge. I didn't realize it was 16 weeks. Good Lord. The holiday is moving right along. 16 weeks. We in November.
Start Monday.
Ooh,
Girl, start next
ooh.
Monday.
Time
Starting the
ain't waiting on
10th.
nobody. Time is not waiting on nobody. And more than anything else, even if you, like, I always thought about, you need to be doing research and development. You need to be finding it out. You need to know what it takes to move your business to that next level. It's a lot more to it than just the sales, which we know is we want to be the most important thing, being profitable, but you have to be informed too as well. And then I have a free gift. Go to JuliaAKRoyston.com, review, so that you can review the things and some other things on that checklist that you need for your business, some things to consider, some things you don't even know what they are. And so we can have a conversation. You know, I'm always leading you back to me, talkwithroyston.com. But the thing is, we want to make sure that we're not gatekeeping, that we give you an opportunity to be a part, learn more, be in a safe space so you can ask any question. There's no dumb questions, not at all. But have the ability to get the information you need so that you can not only move your business, but live your best life, and move not only your business, but move your family to living the life that you were designed to live. We love jobs. I stayed until I retired, all the good things. It's been beautiful, but I was bivocational for a long time. I knew I had to build something else while being funded by something else. So if you're finding yourself in that place, don't feel bad. Been there, done that. If you're not full time yet, work toward it, build toward it. Get your retirement, then move, and there you are. Business is already up and running and moving at your pace, and with the information and tools you need to live your best life and transform somebody else's life. The people, your who, your why, your offer, your business, your systems in place to help you do the thing. Thank you, Vanessa Collins. You know I love you for life, and I appreciate you jumping on the last minute. Baby, we're gonna make it happen.
We love to do this.
We make it do what it do. You all be blessed. Until next time. Peace.